Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Drawing Board. It's been a while since I put out an episode, but you know what? It's more for me, you know? I was also working on something, so this is my first stand-up show coming back from the pandemic. So it's kind of a big deal, and things opened up on June 15th as far as Los Angeles is concerned, and started going to a few open mics a week, and auditioned for this for Flappers Comedy Club in Burbank on one of their Wednesday audition nights, and presumably got the booking for it the next month. So I had a few weeks to prepare this set, and I knew I wanted to get personal in the material. So this set, I'm talking a lot about my father and talking about just more family stuff. It's only a 5-minute set, but I had a lot of fun with it, and I'm excited to show you guys how the show went. And Flappers has a video camera in the room, so I'm excited to have video for this episode, and let's get into it.
That Saturday night energy. All right. Your next comedian coming up to the stage. You might have seen his sketches. They are on TikTok. Give it up for Sam J. Montoya, everybody.
Together in person again! Yeah! We did it! But the Delta's here, so calm down.
Too soon joke. I had so much fun. I had my family here at the show, and I think right when I walked out, I saw my old college roommate. So I was just really feeling good in that moment. Anytime I can yell on stage again, I'm going to go for that. So let's listen to more of it.
Too soon. Hello, it's good to be here tonight in beautiful downtown Burbank, California, right? So, thank you. All right, a little bit about myself. But I did some reflection over the pandemic. I got into therapy, and I hope many of you did too. It was well needed. Although the people that didn't get into therapy, I think their mindset was, if everybody else does therapy, they'll just learn how to deal with me, right? That's exactly right. I think that works. And it's much cheaper. Much cheaper. Everyone at a time needs to tell me it's funny. Was it funny? Okay, cool. This is an interactive show. That's how this works. You guys are all on screens like for 15 months, so it's a little crazy that you're in person. I can touch you guys, but I won't, because that's unless I ask. Okay. Anyways, now to the prepared portion of the show.
Oh my gosh, so much fun. I think there was, I don't know, you can't pick it up in the audio that well, but people were going, oh, that was funny. And anytime you can individually, hear, obviously we want laughs, but, acknowledging that someone is just saying that's funny, and then asking, I'm going to ask one of you at a time, what is funny? And then I talked to the gentleman in the front row sitting by himself. I said, is that funny? And he said, yes, that's funny. So it's that validation that we need, and they were kind enough to respond to me and play along. So here's the first joke. Let's see, it's 1 minute and 48 seconds in, and we're getting to the first joke of prepared material, as I said.
So my parents got divorced when I was in middle school, and the first thing that my father did was go out and get a tribal tattoo. Yeah. He got out of that marriage and just went on spring break. That was his mindset, I think. What tribe did he join? Well, the tribe of men who now, sleep on futons. That's his tribe. They live in studios. I think the futon, it might be the most sad piece of furniture you could own, because there's potential. You're during the day it's up, but at nighttime it's down. But you have a bad day and you wake up and you're well, now I'm leaving it down. There's no more putting it back up. It's just down. My father was intense, very intense man. He would get kicked out of my youth soccer games for running up and down the field yelling and screaming. Wasn't a coach. Was not a coach. Yelling and screaming. to 6 years old, like 6-year-old. Like, what is? It was very confusing to me because I was the goalie. He wasn't even cheering me on. He was cheering other people on. I think his mindset was like, hey, that fat kid in front of the goal, you cannot rely on him. It is up to just you guys out here. You're carrying the team. Look at his uniform. It is perfect. It has not touched grass. It's clean still.
Oh my gosh, I love that that joke. I definitely had a little more words in it. You can kind of hear, I can hear the nervousness in my voice where I'm kind of like not saying words all the way. I think to work on that joke again, it just should be kind of quicker. You know, my father was intense. He'd get kicked out for running and screaming up and down the sidelines of my soccer games, which was very confusing because I was a goalie. He was not cheering me on. And then I get to make fun of myself of being a fat kid, which I always enjoy. A lot of husky boys in the building, always former fat kids. Let's see where this goes.
I understand. Put the fat kid in front of the goalie. All right? The bigger the surface area, right? It's math. It's a tactic. I wasn't mad about it. I was proud to be a husky boy. Right? I know there had to have been some, fat kids in this room, statistically. 1 in 4. There we go. That isn't a lie. That's not a statistic. I wish it was. If you're wondering, my father did take me to his AA meetings. That happened. It's better than going to an anger management group with him, though. By far. I didn't even know what an alcoholic was. I was just a kid. I'm like, who are these sad people? What's happening? What is an alcoholic? What's bottom? I don't know where that is. I will not go there. I didn't know what an alcoholic was. Everyone was standing up and saying they were alcoholics. Like in my little child mind, they could have just said that they were vampires. Like, hi, I'm Brad. I'm a vampire. Hi, Brad! And I had a rough night. I turned into a bat, followed someone home, and sucked their blood. And I'm like, Brad! It's very disappointing. I'm so excited to see you guys tonight. I mean, give a round of applause for yourselves. Like, this is crazy. We're back at it. We're picking out outfits again. Like, that's new. I wore the same thing for the whole time. I'm like, okay, let's see what pants still fit. Oh, shit. All right. Well, no one other's pants fit either. I had a conversation with my uncle recently, and he asked me this question that kind of surprised me. He was like, Sam, do you mow your own lawn? I said, what? He said, you don't know what kind of satisfaction that a man can get from mowing his own lawn. Like, okay. I don't mow my own lawn, for the record. But I said this to him. Do you know what it's like to have another man mow your lawn and you did not have to do it? That feels good too. Thank you guys. My name is Sam J. Montoya.
All right, everybody. That was a set. I really had a good time. That 5 minutes went by so freaking fast, so damn fast. Trying to think what stands out. I'm still working on the vampire joke. As a 7-year-old, I was brought to these AA meetings, and you can't retroactively call child services as an adult, unfortunately. What they do have now is just therapy, just lots of therapy, where child services should have, stepped in and done something about that. I was riffing on the vampire bit this week at an open mic, and pitching it with Anna, and she's like, when the vampire admits that he's had blood and he's essentially relapsed, the head vampire of the AA vampire meeting should step in and go, oh, don't you know what the 12 steps are? Like no blood, and no blood, the number one rule. So maybe there's something fun in that act out. And part of the question in that bit when I'm thinking it over is like, why was I there? Because I wasn't forced to be there out of against my will. So there must have been some part of me that enjoyed being there. So the joke that Anna pitched to me was like, well, what if you went and you took it seriously because you were 7 years old, but you were 7 years sober because you were only 7 years old. And I'd show up there early. I took my responsibilities seriously. I'd show up early, make the coffee. I was checking with my people that I was sponsoring. I would set up the chairs. I was more in it than he was. That could be kind of silly to talk about of what I would do at 7, which is ridiculous. The next part of the joke, well, the soccer dad running around, husky boy. I feel like that's always so silly to talk about, having the fat kid at the goal and understanding at the time that, you know what, I do want to play, but at the same time, I like kind of just standing and not having to run. Standing and not having to run is a lot of fun. You get, and some of the tags that I had on that one were, as a kid, a fat kid learning that organized sports, most of the time when you win, you go and have a pizza party, and when you lose, you are still going to the pizza party. It's like you're telling me no matter what, I get pizza. I don't really have a lot of skin in the game. What I do have is just the pizza that we're going to get at the end of it. Learning that was kind of hard. I like the bit about his jersey is still clean. He doesn't even have grass stains on it the whole season. Never washed my jersey once. I feel a little scatterbrained, guys. I'm waking up early again, but I put off doing this other episode. There's probably a few weeks in between just because I wasn't really, motivated, and I do enjoy doing this. There are not a there's no views. There's no views at all, and that's fine. I did a podcast over 30 hours of conversations called Sam J Has Questions. I did that for a couple years and learned. Oh my god, I learned so much. So many great guests and people that I were friends with, people I didn't know, and after talking to them, feel it was great conversation getting to know them. And the reward in that wasn't always necessarily the downloads of the episodes. The rewards were getting to just have those conversations and meet those people. So I'm reframing what the rewards are for this, and it's obviously not the show, the drawing board's success. It's not my doing this isn't dependent on whatever those whatever those views are on YouTube. I do like sharing it on my socials, and it's pretty fun to go over comedy, and it's also just getting me to sit down and watch my set. I think that's the biggest thing, is just the reward and watching your set, being analytical about it, and forcing that creative juice, because I put off watching the set. It was only 5 minutes, but in my mind it was like a 35-minute set. I'm like, oh god, I can't sit there, and there was a lot of nerves behind it. So I guess the purpose of this podcast, or whatever the fuck it is, show, is just to get me to sit down and go through my material, make that better, ultimately for the audiences to enjoy it, and for myself to enjoy the process of it, because that's all this is process. It takes a long time. It takes a long time to hone your voice, and I'm working towards being more personal on stage, towards what my values are, towards what my comedic point of view is. And if you're here along the ride, thank you. But thank you, I guess I'm going to thank myself. How many people do that at their award speeches? They normally go, I want to thank God first, my wife, and my family. How fucking ballsy would it be to just go up there and go, I want to thank me, motherfuckers, because I did this shit. Fuck all you guys. Not fuck all you guys, but I did all of it myself. And, that's it. Thank you for this award. Okay, so I have some new open mic sets that I'm going to be reviewing in the next week. And thank you so much for watching. My name is Sam J. Montoya. and you've been watching The Drawing Board. So thank you guys so much, and see you on the next.